The St. Regis Residences project at 120 Old Post Road in Rye has been welcoming its first residents, with Marriott International, owner of the St. Regis brand, starting to manage the luxury property. Buyers of the first dozen units had moved into the property as of the first week in August. The St. Regis Residences Rye complex will have 92 condominium units, ranging from 1 to 4 bedrooms. It's designed to provide the comforts, conveniences, and luxuries reflected in the St. Regis brand that have been nurtured since John Jacob Astor IV opened the St. Regis Hotel in New York in 1903, which he had built while being a part owner of the Waldorf Astoria. The developer is Harrison-based Alan Weissman Real Estate LLC, where Alan Weissman is principal and CEO.
We've completed the first two parts of the 5-part project. The amenity space is now 100% complete, and one of our residential buildings is also completely finished at this point. And the next 3 buildings will be finished over the next couple of months. So we're really at the end of the project at this point.
And how have sales been going? The country has been through an economic upheaval recently, and how has it been selling a luxury project such as this in these uncertain times?
Obviously, when the pandemic first hit, we were very concerned, but to our great surprise, the sales of these things has been amazing. We've achieved some of the highest sales per square foot prices in the market, and we're currently at 80% sold, and we haven't even finished the construction. So these are all pre-sales. And it's absolutely spectacular in terms of our sales on the project. You know, most of that 80% that have purchased here bought off plans. They bought it in a sales center, first a sales center on site, and then a sales center in the city of Rye, in downtown Rye. But when they get here, what's amazing, and I've toured a couple people through myself, is that they're blown away by the amenities. You know, it's one thing to see it in a paper or in a model. It's another thing to see it in, the scale and the quality and the luxury and the level of service that's being provided here is surpassing people's expectations. What's interesting, and again, obviously there's a market for all these different types of residential real estate, whether it's affordable housing, mid-income housing, or what have you. This is a luxury project. It is not affordable to most people. It's a very, very high-end project. But what makes it kind of important for the community is that a lot of the people who are living here are business leaders, community leaders, who otherwise would leave the area and go other places. And now they have time to give back to the community. They're involved in their local charities and their religious institutions and things like that. So these are people who ordinarily have the time and the means to give back to the community, but for this project would be moving elsewhere. They're downsizing from their homes, and beautiful homes in the immediate area, in Westchester, Fairfield County, but usually either move to New York City or move to Florida, and really aren't basing themselves here anymore. And what the project kind of lets them do for more upscale clientele is to stay here and age in place, which really hasn't really been that much of an option prior to this project.
And where do you see the Westchester real estate market going? Where have you positioned your company? What's on the horizon in your take?
I think there's going to be a continuation of converting office buildings to other uses. Again, this used to be the Dictaphone headquarters when we purchased it 20 years ago. And we're seeing a lot of places where they are converting, especially in Harrison along the Platinum Mile, converting these older, obsolete office buildings to other uses. And I do think that post-pandemic, I think there's going to be less of a reliance on offices. I think people are more working remote, going other places, and I just don't see the need for as much office space as there was prior, and even then there was a huge vacancy factor here in Westchester.